Well, good morning. Good Wednesday morning. Good, beautiful morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and we will be glad in it. This is a lovely day, and I hope that you have awakened with a joy in your heart and a peace in your spirit, peace that only Jesus can give. Certainly looking around this world, we don't see many places that the world is giving peace. We know that peace comes from Christ, and He says He gives us His peace, not as the world gives it. So we must accept that gift from Him and choose each day to be peaceful in Him. Today I want to read a few verses out of Luke 13. Luke 13, it says, and this is verses 6 through 9. Verses 6 through 9. It says, He also spoke this parable. A certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came seeking fruit on it, and found none. Then he said to the keeper of his vineyard, Look, for 3 years I have come seeking fruit on this fig tree, and find none. Cut it down. Why does it use up the ground? But he answered and said to him, Sir, let it alone this year also, until I dig around it and fertilize it, and if it bears fruit, well. But if not, after that, you can cut it down. This is a powerful story that leads us to a conclusion. And that conclusion is that God expects us to bear fruit as His followers, as His prized trees. The fruit He expects us to bear is over in Galatians 5:22. It says, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. See, we're not seeing a whole lot of those fruits right now in many places in the world, but I hope you're seeing them in your life. I hope that you are choosing to bear that fruit in your life, because it ultimately is a choice. We can either seek the peace of Jesus and look to the Spirit for peace, or we can look to the world for peace, but the world will never give us peace. It's never happened before. And to be honest, we are foolhardy if we think that we are going to find peace in this broken world today. You know, God uses us, and in the Bible it talks about that over in Psalm 1, it talks about that He transplants us. He finds us and He lovingly picks us up and He carries us and He plants us beside rivers of water. So that's one way that God cares for His people. He transplants them. Sometimes you're in the wrong place and He transplants you. Sometimes you become root bound and you are no longer producing fruit. It's not that you're a bad plant. It's that you are root bound, and He puts you in a place where you can spread your roots out and begin to bear fruit again. Sometimes there needs to be fertilizer around the roots, and He goes about ripping and tearing at the dirt and everything that is in our foundation, ripping it apart and putting fertilizer down so that we might bear fruit. Then sometimes He prunes us. He takes off branches so that we might bear more fruit. You know, all of those are painful experiences. All of those are painful experiences, but all of them have one aim. And that aim is that we bear fruit. We bear more fruit. See, if we bear a bushel of fruit today, God wants us to bear 2 bushels of fruit tomorrow. We should always be trying to bear more fruit of the Spirit, more love, more kindness, more peace, more long-suffering. Instead, sometimes people settle back. When they're Christians, they settle back and they say, well, I'm sort of comfortable here, and Lord, if you'll just keep me comfortable, if you'll keep the money coming and the food coming and the heat coming, I'll just be comfortable. I'll prop my feet up And I'll let the pastor know all the different things that he needs to do to bear fruit, but I'll be here comfortable. So if I kind of like my comfort, Lord. And God says, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for comfort. I'm looking for results. And those results are that we are bearing fruit in the ways that He is calling us to bear fruit. So I ask you today, I want you to be encouraged today, because God, if you are planted in His vineyard, He's working on you. You don't have to wonder about it. He's working on you. He's not forgotten you. You're not over in the corner somewhere and He says, oops, I forgot about that tree. No, He's working on you. And it may be painful, and it may be hard, and it may be really challenging right now. But you know what? At the end of it, He is preparing you to bear more fruit. He's preparing you to do a ministry that only you can do. So I want you to be encouraged today, and I want you to thank Him for what He is doing in your life, for these difficult times that are causing us to look at things in all kinds of different ways. And I want you to be encouraged, and I want you to feel a hope this morning and throughout the rest of this week, and just be at peace. And I thank you for watching. I pray for you. I know you pray for me. And I pray for this country and our leaders and all that I see going on. But I don't let it weigh me down. I look to Jesus, because He's the only one that will ever give us true peace.